name is Donna Pinzell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You know, you can find us on television as well, channel 182 on Charter Communications, which is in Doug's neck of the woods up there. That's around Guntersville, Marshall County area. You can also find us on syndicated television, and that's Abundance Television found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. We also now have a podcast. So you can find us on the website right there. Going ahead and type that in. You can find it anytime you want to. I have a very special guest, very special friend. His name is Doug McGee, and he's with Second Chance Animal Shelter. Hey, Doug, how's everything going?
Well, not great, but well. That's good. That's one step. That's all right. I'll take well.
Well, you
We're
know
just
what?
easy.
You're gonna be on podcast, so you're gonna have a whole new set of audience here to talk to.
Hey,
So,
I'll take all.
what is a Second Chance Animal Shelter? What do you do?
We are the only hope. A lot of these dogs in North Alabama, Marshall County, DeKalb County. We're the ones that take the ones that nobody else wants, and we try to get them a home. We've been doing it since 2008, and that's it. I mean, if a dog's at the pound getting ready to be euthanized, is the kind word. We try to take them and get them out of there and find them a home. It's just working with saving dogs. That's what Second Chance
And
is.
there's another reason for that too. Some people just the dog outgrows them. And then some people downsize, they have to get rid of the pet. You can move, and there can be like a reason that you can't have a dog of a certain size. And
Yeah, that yesterday 2 calls in a row. The reason that there was pregnancy. Both two women, different women called. One said her dog was causing her to trip. She become more clumsy apparently when she became pregnant, and so that was one. And the one before that said she just couldn't handle a baby and a dog. So while she's pregnant, she wanted to find a home for the dog. We hear it all, and some things I think, well, that's legitimate, and some things I think, well, I wish you thought a little different. But we try to take as many as we can. We really do. We about 100 a month go through here, but there's probably 1,000 a month that could go through here if we could take them all.
Mhm.
It's like you've seen a picture of the guy with his finger in the dam. You heard the story about it. It's kind of the way I feel. Like we're just trying to keep it from crashing. And it's a lot more dogs want to come in here than we can take in, but we take what we can.
Now, April is a really busy month for you guys. Why is April such a busy month?
I don't know. I've tried to figure that out because I'm a numbers guy, so I
Yeah.
keep statistics. And April every year is the busiest month for incoming and the busiest month for outgoing. A lot of it has to do with puppies. A lot of puppies are born in April and March. Well, they're actually born in February, and then by the time they get 8 weeks old, that's when we can take them. So we get more requests to take animals in April than any other month. I was actually surprised when I saw that. And I was also surprised that we move more out. But what happens with puppies, we get a lot of rescue groups that want them. So we send puppies. They'll come in here, and we'll send them to wherever. A lot of ours go to Wisconsin, of course, and they go to all over the Northeast. We've got groups in Rhode Island, everywhere wanting puppies. So April's good because it's busy. Outgoing, it's not so good because it's busy incoming. I mean, it's just if we can ever have a lot go out and not many come in, we'd be in pretty good shape. It's just crazy. I mean, it really is. It's the busiest month of the year. It has been for the last, since 2016 is how long I've really been tracking it, and it's consistently the busiest month of the year.
Well, you guys are located in Boaz, Alabama. Is that correct? Or is that Alabama? I mean, is that Albertville? It's Boaz, right?
It's Boaz. We're actually, they call it Boaz, but we're outside the city limits. We're kind of right at the Marshall, DeKalb County line on the Highway 168. I mean, the closest, if you go one residence to the left, you're in Marshall County. One residence to the right, you're still in DeKalb County. So we're in DeKalb County, but we're right on the line.
But you accommodate all 50 states. Is that correct?
Do what now?
You guys also accommodate all 50 states.
We do. We quit tracking it, but I would say by now we've had a dog in every state of the United States. I would almost bet on it. Still, some of we lose track of. We know we've got some dogs that have made it to Canada, all over the Northeast. I've never heard of one going to Hawaii, but I wouldn't doubt that there's one over there. I would not doubt for a second that somebody that got a dog here somehow made it to Hawaii and took their dog with them. I wouldn't doubt it. But we've had them in California, New Mexico. We've actually shipped dogs ourselves to a lot of these states, but then a lot of people get them and then move. We had a couple that got a dog here. They moved to Nebraska. So, hey, Alabama dogs are all over. I wouldn't doubt that there's in other countries other than um, United States and Canada. They end up everywhere. And we've taken dogs. We actually were looking for a dog once in Romania. I
Wow.
know what happened to it because somebody had called them on vacation. They sent a message to our little shelter. They were in Romania and they saw a dog with a broken leg and sent us a message. So we reached out. I put a message on Facebook saying, "Hey, does anybody know anybody at a shelter in Romania?" And we got within 50 miles of shelter. We reached the shelter 50 miles from where that dog was seen,
Mhm.
and then everything kind of went quiet. So we don't know what happened, but hopefully that dog, who knows? You know, we got a worldwide reach right here. We're just a little bitty. We're a podunk little shelter in northeast Alabama, but it's amazing how far things can go.
Yeah, well, you
Uh,
guys are a great shelter though, and well received in our area, and I know you received everywhere else as well. Now you guys could use some employees. You're growing. You're kind of at the point you need to have some more
Yeah,
employees.
it's hard for us to find employees. Number one, it is a very chaotic kind of job. For somebody who doesn't like to do the same thing every day, this is a good place to work. One of the downsides that we're going to hear is you're not going to get rich. None of us are rich, even from the top down. None of us are rich, so you're not going to. You'll make a living, but you'll have to live frugally if you survive. Um, but yeah, we were definitely needing employees. If you're not happy with your job and can afford to, you'll make a decent salary, more than minimum wage. That's about all I can guarantee you.
Mhm.
Um, but hey, we need workers. We just really need workers. Our normal people that come in, and a lot of them don't last long because it's pretty much overwhelming. We got almost 300 dogs at any given time. You got to take care of them, and then on top of that, we have events. We're constantly have to drive transports to. We got a transport leaving Friday for Wisconsin, and 30 dogs we're going to transport up there. So, and then we have to do that. We have to pick up a van to transport. So, it's a very interesting job. It's a lot more than working behind of a factory. You're working in a machine or something. It's different. I don't think you'll get bored here.
Now, somebody who's driving, do they need a CDL license?
No, because our vans are smaller. Someday, I'd like to have a box truck because we end up having to go get dog food, which we're going to go get dog food Saturday. That's another thing. We're out now, so if anybody has a bag of dog food, we can use it now to help get through Saturday. Otherwise, we're going to have to spend about $500 to buy enough dog food to last through Saturday. So, hey, if somebody got a bag of dog food, if you bring it to the shelter, we'll put it to use today. And Saturday, we'll go get our discounted dog food in Georgia. As an employee, once again, that may be something you'd have to do is drive a truck or van to Georgia, pick up dog food, bring it back. I mean, working here to me would be real. Very interesting. You're going to see good things, bad things. If you got a heart for that, if you got a heart for dogs, please come apply to work with us. We'd love to have good dog loving people working with us.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about. So if you're looking, and I'll say this too, if you are thinking about going back to school, you'd like to something to do with animals, anything, this would be a really good place to get some experience.
Yeah, one of the girls that works here, she actually started as a volunteer, and then we hired her, and then she's going to Jacksonville to be some kind of biologist or I think it's a wildlife biologist. So
Mhm.
she's back at school now, but in the summertime and on the weekends, she works here. And weekends is something that we need people to work. So if you want to work part time, if you'd like a part time weekend job, keep us in mind because we do most of our events happen on weekends. We have more adoptions on weekends. Weekends are a busy, busy time for us. As a rule, it's the busiest day of the week. Saturday is. Sunday we're closed, but we still have to take care of the dog. But yeah, if you want a part-time job, come talk to us about that. We just need workers. It's very difficult. Like I said, people do this for a while, and burnout can kind of happen because you are dealing with a lot of the sad things that happen to dogs.
Mhm.
We do have to go rescue dogs on the side of the road. That's something people call, oh, there's a dog ran over up here at Kilpatrick or somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And we respond. We're not an ambulance service for dogs, but sometimes we feel like it. We go, we take them to the vet. Some make it, some don't, and that's sad. I mean, so that's a downside here if you don't have a hard heart or a tough heart, because you're dealing with some sad things. On the good side, when they recover from being ran over, we find them a great home and they live out the rest of their life in a great place. So it's good, it's bad, it's all over the place.
Absolutely. Doug, we have to go into a commercial break. Can you believe half the show is already over?
It flies. Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely. Let's go to the commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes. So you guys hang in there. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With everything going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest MyPillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They have MyPillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing MyPillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities. Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And check out the podcast right there. Ooh, my nails look terrible. Doug, why didn't you tell me? I should have manicured my nails when I'm doing it. But make sure you check it out. We're available 24/7. You can go to this website, find out everything you want to know about the shows. You can also find us on all the social media sites. You know, we've been doing this for a long time, Doug. You and I we've been a part. How many years is this?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably been at least 5 or 6, if not longer. I don't remember the first broadcast. It's been a long time. But it's just flown by. You said that about your nails, and I want to apologize to everybody about my appearance today. Normally, I know I'm going to be on any kind of, I try to put something better on than my, this is, so hey, another benefit of working here, you don't have to dress up.
I love overalls.
Oh, I love them for the comfort factor, but one does not, so you wearing that? Are you wearing that? I get that a lot of times.
Yeah, she's looking at you like, Doug. Let's talk about Wanda, because Wanda is a huge part of the success of this organization. You are too, but you guys work together very well.
Yeah, we really do. Wanda's the worker. I mean, Wanda really is. She never stops. By the time I get out of bed, she's already been working for 2 hours. Doing stuff for the shelter. Yeah, she's the driving force behind the taking care of dogs part. That's Wanda. I love the dogs, but I'm not as involved in taking care of them. But yeah, her and all the girls that work here, they all get a lot of credit. I mean, they work hard. Wanda's genetic makeup. Her mother worked hard, her dad worked hard, and she works hard. That's just her. She can't sit still. And she goes all the time. Wanda's the 24-hour person. When somebody calls the house at 2:00 in the morning because the dog's been ran over in Gadsden, Wanda's the one that starts getting dressed to go. And I normally will go with her, but I'm not as happy about it as she. Oh, no, unless she's not happy about it. But she's just going to do it. If I didn't go with her, she would do it. I might lay there and go, I don't want to go to Gadsden right now, but I do because I love her. So I've got to go with her. Yeah, Wanda's the workhorse behind this shelter is Wanda, and once again, the girls that work here with her. If you do apply for here, I hope you have a good work ethic, because they would demand it, or you won't work here long. If you're lazy, Wanda won't put up.
Don't apply if you're lazy. Just don't apply.
That's right. Wanda is she works hard, but she likes to work with people who also work hard. But it's all doable work. But she's just very busy person.
When you stay busy, Doug, your time goes by a lot faster. Doing a job that wasn't busy.
Yeah, I mean, when this place does stay busy, you're not going to. Very seldom would you ever have a point. Well, I'm bored. Maybe on a rainy day when we're not. But as a rule, there's always something to do. Wanda managed McDonald's in Albertville for 15 years maybe. And they used to have a motto at McDonald's: if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. I don't know if you remember that or not, but they did away with it. And that's kind of the way Wanda's wired. you
I'm
know,
glad.
yeah, if she's
She's
sitting
a
down,
very
she's moving.
special person,
Yeah. And Wanda, the people a lot of times because I am, I guess, the guy, I don't know, I end up being kind of the figurehead for the shelter. But she got recognized as and it's called the Alabama Women Who Changed Shape Alabama. 2 years ago, she was out of 27 people in the state, women in the state, she was selected. And that really goes to show the impact she has. And she's really, the shelter, I cannot take credit for most of the shelter because it's her and the women that work here. Wanda's a driving force. But yeah, she was recognized in Alabama as one of 27 women across the state. They do it every year. And 2 years ago, she was one of those women that they had to go to Birmingham, or didn't have to, went to Birmingham to a big banquet and an award ceremony. It was really, I was proud of her because she's the one that drives us. She really is.
Let's talk about when this whole thing started. And were you dreading telling Wanda what the idea was?
Well, we started, there was no planning. There's, me and one has always been a dog person. I've always been a dog person. So that we knew that it wasn't good around here. And I was working at the police department in Albertville, and somebody called dispatch. And I always thought it was 6 puppies, but it was actually 7. I found an old newsletter today. It was actually 7. And called and said, hey, call animal control to come pick up these puppies because somebody threw them out on me. So I knew that back then, this was 2008, in Albertville, it's changed now. That was a death sentence. If animal control picked up puppies, they took them straight to the pound and put them down. And so I called her. That's the planning that involved that 30 seconds it took me that I thought, well, I need to call Wanda and see if we can do something. So I called her and said, hey, they're going to kill these puppies if we don't do something. Can we take them in and find them a home? And she said, yeah, bring them on. That's the animal person. So I went out my patrol car and put them in the back seat and took them home. And that was the planning and start of Second Chance Shelter. After that, an animal control guy told him what we did. So he started calling us whenever he found a good dog. Because back then, if somebody turned their dog in, they would take it up there and put it down. So if he had a good one, he would call us and say, hey, I got this. The second was a Newfoundland, a big old beautiful dog. He kept climbing out of the fence. And he called and said, they're going to put it down. We have to take it up there and have them put it down unless you want it. So we took it. Next thing you know, we took more. Then we started going to the pound and seeing all these little dog kennels lined up with little signs that euthanize on in the date. And they, well, we can't let that happen. So we started taking them home. We started buying kennels, and it went from there. Planning was not a big part of our operation. And because of that, we made a lot of mistakes at the beginning. A lot of things we didn't know. We didn't know parvo. I'd heard of parvo, but I had no idea what parvo. Yeah, that was kind of what, it's just a disease that affects puppies. And we had no idea that was going to be. And then when you start seeing puppies die from parvo, then all of a sudden you realize you got to vaccinate them. So then we had that started. I mean, we started, it was just almost like a accident that we got started. And of course now it's crazy now. And we held on to 2012, both of us trying to work, or 2011, both of us trying to work and get our jobs and do the shelter. And in 2011, we had pretty much a mental breakdown. Me and her did. We couldn't do it anymore. So she quit her job at the bank then and went to work full time taking care of the dogs. And a year later, there was a lot of resentment between me and her because she thought I was going to the police department to goof off every day while she was taking care of about 100 dogs at that time. So, yeah, I know. Her life was 7 days a week taking care of the dog. I'd come home from work, help do what I could, but there was just some tension. So 2012, I gave it up, and here we are. And this year, 1,200 dogs will go through our shelter. I'm very confident we'll do 1,200 this year. So it's just
well, because of the economy, are you seeing more dogs? Because we're in a pretty bad economy.
Every shelter is seeing. I talked to a lady from Best Friends yesterday, which is one of the biggest no-kill shelters in the country, and they're overflowing. Every shelter, everywhere, for the most part, is overflowing. There are areas where there may be dog poor, but for the most part, there are just a lot more dogs coming in than normal, and that is a lot to do with the economy. And dog food used to be $19 or $18 for a 50-pound bag. Well, now it's $27 for a 50-pound bag. That's why it kills us when we have to buy it.
Mhm.
Yeah, the economy is a definite factor. And the world is changing too. So many places now have apartment complexes. You can't have a dog over 20 or 30
Other
pounds.
restrictions.
Yeah, there's a lot of restrictions. A lot of cities have pit bull ordinances and things like that. So if somebody moves into that city and they've got a pit bull, they've got to do something with it. Goes to a shelter or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of things driving in all your shelters. So please don't get upset with us if you call us and we say we can't take your dog.
Mm-hmm.
We take all we can, but it's just one of those things we can't take them all. And I don't know what to tell you. I don't have a good solution.
Mm-hmm.
I know it doesn't end well for a lot of them, and I really hate that. It makes me sad. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
But we just got to keep plugging away at it, and things will change somewhere down the road. If we get enough dogs spayed and neutered, population will drop, and we'll be okay.
We got to get that education out there more. So you would think by now everybody would know.
You would think, but every day somebody calls us. Oh, my dog had puppies. A man called last week and said, I did everything I could. I locked my dog up for 3 weeks. When she went in this heat, and then he said, but then let her out, and she wasn't apparently, and he didn't wait long enough, and she got pregnant with a litter of puppies and had 11, I think. So, and he did, in his mind, he did everything he could. Of course, I said, well, if you get her spayed.
There's
then
nothing to get them spayed either. When you look at how expensive it is when they do have puppies.
Oh, and just aggravation to have, nobody can hardly sustain 11 puppies. So you're going to have to find somebody to take them. You're going to if you do it right, you would get their shots and all that. And that's huge expensive. There's a lot of people, if they let that happen, would never get a dog a shot anyways, a parvo shot or anything. They would just let them. That's a country thing, I guess. People, they don't do their dogs. Certain levels of people, they want to get their dog on flea medicine and heartworm medicine and all this. And the other side of society says it's just a dog, let it fend for itself. I'll throw it some food every now and then. I'll throw it some food outside every now and then, and that's good enough. That's country living there. A lot of country people just kind of like, it's just a dog, I'll throw it some scraps, and whatever happens, happens.
It's not just a dog, everybody. It's not a live, not a human, but there's some of them are smarter than humans. I'll have to say. We've got less than 2 minutes left. I know that you got to have some employees. You got to have some dog food for the person maybe who just does it. They want you to have a bunch of dog food, but they don't have the transportation. Could they just get a gift card and mail it to you?
They sure can. Or, if you want to, a lot of people say you can go to Amazon and have dog food shipped to us. We get it all the time. It seems to me that's kind of a inefficient way of doing things. You can send us, if you want to send a donation, whatever you want to do, because we'll use money one way or another. We'll get dog food. Either we'll buy it, somebody will donate it. If we can make it through Saturday, we're supposed to pick up probably 6,000 pounds in Georgia, and on volunteers, the man that's going to pick up our dog food is a volunteer. He's a guy that owns a truck, and he's going to go over there and pick it. So that makes it nice. Volunteers is something else we need. Big time. If you can't go and work for us for pay, but you got a heart for dogs, volunteer. We'll put you to work for nothing.
Doug, we're going to have to call it a day. Can you believe 30 minutes has flown by?
It does. It always goes fast. But I love it.
Well, you're going to be back in about 2 weeks. So anyway, everybody hang in there. We're going to be back for another show coming up in just a few minutes. Thank you so much. My name is Donna Thiesel, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Check out the podcast. Ooh, my nails. Check out the podcast.
Just think of my overalls.
Yeah. We're a team, Doug. What can I say? Absolutely. But thank you so much for watching. And Doug, thank you for being on the show. And we'll be seeing you guys just a little bit later. So y'all hang in there, okay?